Prabhupada doesn't want that. I want to learn.
Sorry, we couldn't have Prabhupada Guru Puja.
Who can play Garbata? 6 people play it. And let's go around. I can get that and Garbata.
So Guru Puja after Narasimha?
No, who last me?
Pushpa Abhishekam.
That's what
Good. You notice? Jaya Jaya Om Chanda.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Shri Panchatattva Bhagavan Jaya Jaya आरतिक शोभा जानवी तत्वनि जगमान लोभा जानवी तत्वनि जगमान लोभा अहो कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला अहो कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला काल देशे वनमाल कोरि जलमला काल देशे वनमाल कोरि जलमला शिवा सुका नारदा प्रेम गदा गदा शिवा सुका नारदा प्रेम गदा गदा प्रकृति विनोद ते घोड़ा संपादा प्रकृति विनोद ते घोड़ा संपादा प्रकृति विनोद ते घोड़ा संपादा जय जय गौरचंदा शोभा जय जय गौरचंदा आरतिक शोभा जय जय गौरचंदा आरतिक शोभा जानवी तत्वनि जगमान लोभा नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति Hey Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Disappearance Day, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Jai Astotra Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulsi Maharani Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki All glories to the Samadhi All glories to the Samadhi all glories to the lotus feet of Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada Ki
Nrsimhadev Bhagavan
Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
ये टेबल ले लो
D and C, no? C would be good.
और एक आगे ले
Nama, हाँ
यहाँ से
ठीक है
श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की, श्री दामोदर भगवान की, श्री गौतम धाम की, श्री सत्यव्रत महाराज की, और ग्लोरी टू श्री प्रभुपाद।
Translation. Yes, we should.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swings to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, and who I, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was turning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greatest speed to that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar. I offer my humble obeisances.
Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances.
By such childhood pastime, as this is, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pool of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence, that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With great love, and again offer my wishes to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benediction, I do not pray to you for the boon of impartial liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bhagavad in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this?
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
O Supreme God, I offer my humble obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering a glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor, ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
O Lord Damodar, just as the two sons of Kuber, Manikriv and Nalkuber, were delivered from the curse of Narad and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby, tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and I have no desire for any kind of liberation.
O Lord Damodar, I first offer my obeisance to the brilliant rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisance to your belly, which is a word of their entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisance to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
Sri Damodar Ashtakam ki
Jai!
So now we will sing one bhajan. We just shared in the temple WhatsApp group. So those who are in that group, they can just refer to that.
He who brought the treasure of divine love and who has filled it with the compassion and the mercy, has such a personality, Srinivasacharya has gone. Where are my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where Sanatana? Where is Raghunath Dasa the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunatha Bhatta and Gopala Bhatta? Where are Krishna Das Kaviraj? Where did the Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into the fire. There will be where I'll find Lord Gaurasundara, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities. Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of those devotees who are associated in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps.
Bye.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Brahma Mahotsav ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So I think we can come inside here, this side, so that we can be close. So as we all know, like today we have assembled here to glorify Srila Prabhupada on his divine disappearance day. In our Vaishnava tradition, we mark appearance and disappearance both as the auspicious days, because even the coming and going, both days for the acharyas, for the divine personalities like Srila Prabhupada are auspicious, because they come from Goloka Vrindavan just for us. So, and they go back in their eternal service. So that is also a very divine activity. So that's why we celebrate that as a on a big level. So now we will start the glorification, and one by one, whosoever wants to say some words for glorification of Srila Prabhupada, they are welcome. Anyone can speak for Srila Prabhupada. They can show their gratitude, their thanks to Srila Prabhupada. They can show and they can speak. So, Sundarita, would you like to start? Would you like to speak first? So, yes.
Yes, we go sequence.
You start and then we can do one by one.
you want, you can repeat after me. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Charine Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Kananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Today is a very auspicious yet sad occasion for Vaishnavas when we meditate on the Acharya leaving his manifest Leela. However, many of us, most of us here, have not met Srila Prabhupada in person, and actually we have met him in the form of his books. And so in this way we have never felt his leaving us, because he has always been present in the form of his books. So there's a poem by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it says in the Old English like this: He reasons ill who say Vaishnavas die when thou art living still in sound. Vaishnavas die to live, and in living spread the holy name around. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying here is that someone who thinks that Vaishnavas die, he is ill concept. His concept is not pure. He reasons ill to say Vaishnavas die because thou art living still in sound. So how is Srila Prabhupada still living in sound? Through his transcendental books, through his lectures, etc., his kirtans, etc. They are living still in sound. Vaishnavas die to live. We understand from Vaishnava tradition. One time Srila Prabhupada was asked about going back to Godhead by one of his disciples. And he asked about the Acharyas. And Prabhupada said, Acharyas don't go back to Godhead. So they just follow Krishna around on his preaching from one universe to the other. So they're back to Godhead in this life, in this body, but they're not going back to Goloka Vrindavan. They're following Krishna around and assisting him in his pastimes. Prabhupada said to one devotee. So Vaishnavas die, they leave this body to live, to follow their next duty to their spiritual master and Krishna. And in living, while they're in this body, they spread the holy name around. So we see this with Srila Prabhupada. Personally, I never met Srila Prabhupada in person, but when I got the books of Srila Prabhupada and I read them sitting in my room, it was like Srila Prabhupada was present there in the room. He said, so, they are rascals, they are cheating, they are bluffing, they are telling you you are this body, they are telling you that they will fix the problems of this material existence, but they will never do it. This material scientist, they will never fix material existence. You can't have a material problem for a material solution for a material problem. You have to have a spiritual solution. When I read Prabhupada's books like this, he's saying, doesn't matter if they're PhD, MD, Prime Minister, any kind of title, if they don't know that they're not this body, they're spirit soul, he is fool number one. And he has a poor fund of knowledge. So with this reading Prabhupada's books, he immediately separated the materialist from the spiritualist. So with this knowledge, I felt very much nourished. I felt like I had a spiritual teacher present in the form of his transcendental books. And for this way I went on for years reading Prabhupada's books. And when I went and I joined the temple, then I got further studies and became to know Srila Prabhupada through his books. So I personally don't feel Srila Prabhupada's disappearance because he's always present in the form of his books. And as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, reasons ill one who says that Vaishnavas died because they were still living in sound. So I was listening to His Holiness Radhanath Swami saying today, disappearance lecture on Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, he was saying how all of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, when Prabhupada left the body, they all knew where they were and they all knew exactly how that information affected them when they heard it. Because they were direct students of Srila Prabhupada, they were attached more to also attached to the Vapu of Krishna or of Prabhupada. And therefore, when that form went, there was a lot of devastation. There was a lot of devastation. Because where is Srila Prabhupada? We cannot see him. Where is our Prabhupada? With our generation, we didn't have that Vapu, so to speak. We had this Shastra Vapu. We had this transcendental knowledge. So, Radhanath Maharaj was saying that it was very difficult for those who had this Vapu attachment. But for us, we can always feel Srila Prabhupada's presence in the form of his books. And if you take his books and give them to others, then you get special mercy. Srila Prabhupada said, you can never repay the debt of the spiritual master, but if you want to try, distribute books. So, yes, Srila Prabhupada is ecstatically present in the form of his books. And, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai.
So Aishani Mataji, you prepared something for Srila Prabhupada? Okay, we'll go next to you and then. No?
Hare Krishna. I offer my obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitina Mini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurabani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Desatarini. And I am happy to speak few words about Srila Prabhupada on the occasion of his disappearance. And now I am going to narrate one little pastime about our eternal Savior Srila Prabhupada. So once Srila Prabhupada was writing his plans on a piece of paper and went to a factory, his own factory, to publish books and print some more paper. But when he came back, he didn't know his wife would be soling the paper. So he couldn't find his papers and was very amazed and shocked and asked his beloved wife that, have you seen my paper? And his wife replied that I have sold your papers for tea. But hearing this incident, Srila Prabhupada got very furious and asked that, do you rather tea or me? But he doesn't mean himself, he means Krishna. But his wife replied, tea. Then after hearing this incident, he took sannyas diksha in Allahabad and left his beloved wife and children. And there's also many more incidents that happened. When he also went to America, he made the hippies into happy, and there's also many more. Like he also concepts of book distribution, prasad distribution, and Harinam Sankirtan. And he also, even though his physical body is not there, but his spiritual teaching and soul will always be in our heart. Oh Srila Prabhupada, please bless me on the occasion of your disappearance day, so I can always be in this shelter of Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol, thank you. Hari
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthana Tadashimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamini Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shrinivaja Prasthana Shadarini. So today we are celebrating Disappearance Day of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and as we singing just now this song which sung traditionally, it was written by Srila Narottam Das Thakur for his spiritual masters Srinivasacharya and the 6 Goswamis whom he sing and weeps in separation. So today we are in this mood of it's called viraha, or the deep separation from presence, from Srila Prabhupada's personal energy, and he was and he are empowering each one of us, each of his disciples, grand disciples and grand disciples, to continue preaching. And there is one famous story, probably connected to Ireland, because the preaching started here in this island. It was started by Pridhu Prabhu, and he tells that story just the day Prabhupada disappeared in his home in Vrindavan, in the courtyard of Krishna Balaram Mandir. That time, devotees placed him into the samadhi. So everyone knows what does it mean, the samadhi. Samadhi is the traditional way that some saintly or Guru Maharaj or Acharya, some sadhu, very elevated sadhu, so they don't burn his body as usual cremation. They put the body, because it's transcendental, it's holy person, non-different, and for the worship they put in the samadhi, and when all the disciples and everyone from Vrindavan came to the place, behind the Prabhupada was sitting in the samadhi under the ground. They put on the bamboo stick. So in the future they will build a beautiful marble temple, Samadhi Mandir, which we can now see in the Vrindavan. And at the time, Pritha Prabhu was there. He was a witness personally how his spiritual master is going back, maybe to God, maybe back to Krishna or back to other planet. That's the entire Prabhu told. And the time he had a dream that he came to that place, and he was looking at that place, and they just removed that stick, and there was a little hole on the place.
In the bamboo?
Yeah, they removed the bamboo stick, and there was like a couple meters ground place where the samadhi should be located, and he was very interesting to look what actually is there in that place. He was looking there, and at the time somebody tapped his shoulder, and he turned around and he saw Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, he told him, he was also curious what is there, and he told that they think that I'm gone, but I'm not. I live forever in my instructions, and so that story tell us that we should try to to be connected with Srila Prabhupada by his books, by his devotees. We are all devotees in the first place, not Krishna's devotees, but we should be devotees of Srila Prabhupada. And we should develop Prabhupada consciousness first, before we can develop Krishna consciousness. And in this way, we can be connected with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavati Pashatya Deshname. This is my small realization. Dear Prabhupada, I consider myself the most fortunate that I am in ISKCON because while many people speculated, you were the one who clearly made us realize who Krishna really is. In India, many people misunderstand Krishna as an avatar of Lord Vishnu, personality of God. You gave Krishna bhakti to the. Today we all are sitting here from different countries, different backgrounds and religions, and are singing Aarti in glorification of Guru and Gauranga and Krishna. This is all possible because of you. You told us we all are children of Krishna. We all are one big family, Krishna's family. I have unflinching faith towards ISKCON as I join the movement, taking inspiration from your biography. Words can't describe how impressed I was after reading your biography, and today when I feel I am lacking in my sadhana bhakti, I turn to the pages of Lilamrit, and that gives me immense strength to carry on. When I struggle, I remember all the struggles you went through to give us what we need today, and that pacifies me and motivates me to do better spiritually. Whenever I have sort of fear or worries, I remember you and can feel your presence in my life. You always protect me as a grandfather would. There are many spiritual leaders in various parts of the world, and that is a good thing, but you told us the importance of Vaishnava. And not only that, you made us into Vaishnavas. There can be no designation above a Vaishnava as they directly serve Guru and Gauranga. Even though I am unworthy, but you still gave me that platform and chance to lead life Vaishnava way. I believe every one of us should completely take shelter of Srila Prabhupada, as we cannot directly be connected to Krishna, but only through a pure devotee like Prabhupada. Prabhupada has connected all of us with Krishna and will take us back to Godhead. At last, I would like to thank Prabhupada for giving me the shelter of a pure Mahabhagavad devotee, my Guru Maharaj. I will be eternally grateful to you, dear Prabhupada. I request everyone to pray for me so that I can serve Prabhupada and ISKCON my whole life. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
We have 45 minutes.
Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Visheshunyavadi Paschat Deshitamane. Okay. So this mantra that I just chanted, and we all chant every single day, isn't it? But do we know the power of this mantra? So how many of you have read the book Salted Bread? No hands. You don't know the story? You know the story, right? So the story is from Russia. There was this Mataji who was put into jail because of some circumstances. And a Krishna Bhakt, they would just find opportunity to preach. So she started preaching inside jail. And then everyone started chanting Hare Krishna. And the purpose was refuted. The purpose to put her in jail was so that she could not chant Hare Krishna, and now she's making everyone chant Hare Krishna inside the jail. So the jailer and everyone, they were really concerned what's going on and how to stop. So we know there are different kind of arts. And yesterday we were reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and in one of the purports, Prabhupada mentioned about black magic. So they called someone who knew this black magic to subdue her mind so that she wouldn't chant Hare Krishna anymore. So the tantric, or the whatever we call that person, they came. It was a Mataji as well. She came and then she started. She was trying to possess this Mataji who was chanting Hare Krishna. She resisted, but it took time, and she was chanting, but there was not full effect because we don't chant very. What we say, we are chanting offense in with offense. It's not offenses or Shuddhana. So still, she was finding it difficult. In the end, when nothing was working, that exorcist was really strong. That lady, when nothing was working, she raised her hand and she started chanting. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisheshi Shunyavadi Pashat Vesharane. And all of a sudden, this lady who was trying to possess the Mataji, she started fearing and she started shaking. And the jailer asked, what's wrong? What happened? It should be the other way. She should be scared. Why are you scared? And then the exorcist, she says, don't you see there is an old man standing there? No, I don't see. Oh no, there is an old man standing, showing me a stick. That don't ever touch my devotee. Don't come near my devotee. So this is the power of Prabhupada Pranam Mantra that we say. And honestly, I've also felt that in my life. So it's 15 years back when I stepped my foot into one of the centers of ISKCON, I went back home and I said, I'm never coming back to this place. There were many reasons. First of all, I wanted something else and I got something. So, but then still Prabhupada was so merciful that even starting my journey with offense, he took me back. And here I am 15 years down the line, and I can confirm that I will give my whole life to this movement without any doubt. Because after going through different places and doing trying to understand different religions, different philosophies, I finally came to this Prabhupada's philosophy. And this is it. This is the ultimate. There can be nothing past, present, future. There are many saints in the world, and everyone is very powerful and very revered. But no one can be like Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada was very comfortably sitting in his home, that is Vrindavan, and he was doing his sadhana bhakti. But just for our sake, he leaves his home. And at the age where everyone retires and go back to their place for some peace and everything given to them, he leaves everything and he sets out his foot. Where? To the Western world where no one knows him. Now, when we go to some place, let's say I have to travel to Australia or some place, I will first Google everything. I will find a hotel. I will arrange for my food. I will arrange for everything. Do I have money? Do I know the people? There is an ISKCON center there. I will do everything. Research. If anything lacks, I would cancel my plan. Just imagine Prabhupada. Nothing. No internet, no connection, and not even a flight to go. At that age, he was traveling in a cargo ship, not a proper ship as well, cargo ship, where you have goods, right? And then the person, Muraji Desai was supposed to send, they said, no, I'm not going to send you. Why? Because if something happens, Sumati Muraji, yeah. So I am not going to send you. Why? Because if something happens to you, people are going to blame me. So he said, I will write down, if something happens to me, they won't be blaming you. It's my responsibility, I will go. And it was a really bad situation because the sea that he was crossing, ocean, there were waves and everything. And after a certain time, he had 2 heart attacks. We all know, right? There were 2 heart attacks. And in the second time, we know the pastime of Narad Muni from Srimad Bhagavatam, that when he had everything, he lost everything, the only survivor is mother. Then he goes and finally, when he's about to give up, he sees Lord Krishna, one small glimpse of Lord Krishna, and that keeps him going for the rest of his life. Same happened with our Prabhupada. While second heart attack, at that age, he had no hopes. But at that time, he saw Lord Krishna, he was steering that ship as a captain. And he smiled at Prabhupada saying that you are just Nimitta Matra, meaning I am going to take hold of your journey. You just be there. And then that is why Prabhupada says that whatever I have established, whatever I have written, Prabhupada would read his own purports. The disciples would ask, why are you reading your own purports? You wrote them. Prabhupada said, no, I didn't write them. It was Krishna who wrote these purports. And that is why Prabhupada emphasizes that please read my books. because it's directly Krishna who actually wrote all those per person. It was Krishna who gave Prabhupada the vision to go out and preach. So I have just few points that I'm going to share with you. So there is a pastime of one of the disciples of Prabhupada. So they actually left and they go to Radha Kund, and then they said that I'm going to live my life in this Kund forever. So one of the Brajavasi, he was not from ISKCON, he approached and asked, where are you, who are you? Then he told that I am disciple of Srila Prabhupada and I'm here. Then he was really shocked. He said, you are disciple of Prabhupada? What are you doing in Radha Kund then? So he said, I am here because there is so much struggle out there, so I just want to focus on my own sadhana. And then he very straightforward, he said, your spiritual master was a golden lion, a babbar sher, and look at you, you are a leader. Leader means a jackal. How come? Your spiritual master went out and he preached the whole world, and you left everything and you came and you sit here quietly. What sort of a disciple are you? And then he understood that this is the preaching movement of Prabhupada actually. The whole purpose, even I heard in one of my counselor's lecture that this plan of book distribution and preaching is not at all material. This is something that was devised by Lord Krishna in Golok Vrindavan Dham. And Prabhupada just came as an instrument to distribute this mercy to all of us, so that we can be a part of it. If we hear Krishna Leela, Rama Leela, only the great personalities, they take part in those Leelas. If you know the demigods, they come before Lord Krishna. The demigods, they come as the family of Lord Rama. But it is only Gaura Leela that all of us are part of that Leela. Right? We all are actually, whoever is preaching for this movement of Prabhupada is a part of Gaurang Mahaprabhu's Leela. So when next Vyas they would be writing, they might be writing that some people in Dublin, they were sitting and they were doing Kirtan. And you never know, we might be in scriptures in the next Kalpa when Ashwatthama is writing the scriptures. So this is all because of the mercy of Prabhupada. And also I heard Krishna once in a day of Brahma. He only comes once. Only when Krishna comes, Mahaprabhu comes. And only when Mahaprabhu comes, Prabhupada comes. And Prabhupada only came like 47 years back. We missed him, but still, one thing I am very happy about is the grandson is more favorable than the son. Isn't it? I am a grandson of Prabhupada. So, the grandson is more favorable than the son. So, he has more, the grandfather have more mercy and more love towards the grandchildren rather than their own children. Isn't it? So, I am that fortunate soul that even after so many offenses and so many things, he still is tolerating me and making me a part of his huge home. Also, I heard that there is a ISKCON in Golok Vrindavan Dham as well. Yeah, I heard this in a lecture. There is a ISKCON in Vrindavan Dham. When we go back, we will all meet there in ISKCON. It's all possible because of Prabhupada. That is why these are the glories of Prabhupada that people don't understand. I'll just narrate one small pastime as well. Once, this is the era of Prabhupada, there was a disciple and they were in Vrindavan. And that time, now people go to Vrindavan to make reels and become famous and for appreciation and praises. But back then, like 1960s and 70s, no one would go for all these things. They would really go to Vrindavan for Vrindavan. So there was one of the disciples of Prabhupada and he was really attached to Radharaman. Every day in the Mangal Aarti, he would go and take darshan of Radharaman. And he would stand there for hours and hours. So the priest was very impressed with that devotee. The priest did not know much English and this person did not know much Hindi. But after a few weeks, they communicated. And then the priest asked, who are you, where are you from? Then he said that I am a disciple of Swamiji, Prabhupada. And then he was very happy and he would give him prasad after the Mangal Aarti Bhog. So once they were communicating and then this disciple, he asked about Radharaman and everything, and the priest, he said that, you know what, you are really humble. If you keep on doing this, next life maybe you will become a Brahman priest like me and you will get the chance to serve Radharaman. So this disciple, he was a bit upset about it. What do you mean next life? So he goes to Prabhupada and he says that, Prabhupada, this is what happened with me. So Prabhupada said, tomorrow when you go, you tell him that if he keeps on doing what he is doing, next life he will come in ISKCON and he will get initiated and then he will go back to Godhead. So this is the power of Prabhupada that we don't realize. The things that we get so easily, Prabhupada has worked so hard. to make it available to all of us. Yeah. So we should also make it a point that, like that disciple who left everything and goes out to Radhakund, we should, we should take a lesson that whatever capacity we have to do for Prabhupada. And I would request all of you to pray for me so that also I can carry on the mission of Prabhupada. And I pray and I pray to the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Anakuta Prabhuji, would you like to speak?
Would you like to speak there? Maybe we can move the chair here.
Can you help hold this too?
Hare Krishna everybody. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishwadaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Vacharani Nirvisheshana Srimati Paschansa Deshvasthapani. Sometimes I find it difficult to know where to start. He's done so many things for us. He's translated Vedic literature, which I'm not too sure if anybody has done as much as he has done. I can't find them. And like what Bhagavad Gita is as it is. And the meaning of as it is it means that it's a true translation. It's exactly as it is written in Sanskrit. And you'll find there are many Bhagavad Gitas written. But the one written by Prabhupada is the authentic one. Okay? And going further on, there's a DVD called Following Prabhupada. And there it gives so much information about Prabhupada. I've been given that as a present about 10 years ago. And I've seen that DVD 11 times. When I finished, I went back again to the beginning. I want to know more and more and more. So, in a way, I visited these places with Prabhupada. I find myself with him, always with him, following him, just following him. And there's so much I've learned from that DVD. He was so so good to people, and I can give one or two incidents anyway. That when he went to Fiji, the first question he asked the people there, are there any snakes here?
No.
They said no. Why is it there were no snakes there? With Kalia was sent by Krishna to Fiji when Kalia was interfering with the children when they were swimming and so on. But Kalia said, no, I can't go. He said, why? Because Garuda will get hold of me on my way there. He said, don't worry now, he won't do that. So, by the little stories that Prabhupada has illustrated in the DVD, there's so much to learn from that. And I can just give one more incident and then I'll stop there. When he went, in 1973, when he went to Russia, he met the ambassador's son of India and another friend, Russian friend. And the second day, Prabhupada met the KGB, and they said, tomorrow you must come to my office. And he realized that if he did that, we wouldn't be sitting here today because of the fact they would have imprisoned him. And who knows, they could have locked him up and thrown the keys away. And so he didn't go. He knew that they are trying to trap him. So by him not going, he got saved and he came back. And the main important, or the important thing about the whole of Prabhupada and his books is just 5 words. Just learn to love Krishna. In all his messages, he just said, just learn to love Krishna. And that is my final message to all of you. Through Prabhupada, with the help of his books, let us learn to love Krishna. Yes. He has brought Krishna to us. He has brought all the Vedic literature to us in a so nice and concise way that everybody can understand his English version of his translations of the Vedic culture. And thank you very much for everything.
Any Matajis?
Hare Krishna, I just wanted to say something really quick. And first of all, very happy to be around you and to have possibility to celebrate the day of this great Vaishnava saint personality. And I just wanted to say that around like 10 years ago, I really got realization that Prabhupada saved me, like saved my life, because life has to have sense. You know, existence is not satisfying at all, and it has to have sense generally. And this world is absolutely not not pleasant place at all. And Prabhupada just made this channel for us, gave us everything, gave us life, because it's just like life is not just eating, sleeping, and stuff. So I just want another time to say how I'm grateful to Prabhupada for giving me my life and saving me. And it's impossible to deserve it or earn it. Mercy absolutely over justice, and that's what Prabhupada did. So Nityananda Shakti Veshavatara Jagat Guru Srila Bhaktivinoda Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. So, Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschat Desha Tarani. Hare Krishna. So, thank you for giving this opportunity for offering my simple offerings to Srila Prabhupada. Although I can't make justice to whatever I have been blessed with, but still I would try to do some justice or basically give some offerings to him. The main thing that I feel is I'm actually fortunate because of Srila Prabhupada, because in this age, in this period, after coming outside thinking that I will try to enjoy and do a lot, I will do something great in this world, but I just got a shelter like ISKCON and the Association of Devotees, due to which I'm able to see when I see back that that is the reason because of Srila Prabhupada that I'm happy and peaceful, because without which I would have been anxious and always frustrated. It is because of Srila Prabhupada, his books, his devotees, and everything that he gave is because of which today I am where I am. So it is all because of Srila Prabhupada, and that is one of the reasons at least I know what is the purpose of life. Otherwise, either I don't know what to do, or I think or concoct something which usually even I myself did, and that is where I actually related to Srila Prabhupada's book very easily, because it was as if he is speaking about me and many of us. So that is where I could see he was very point blank, very straight, and he wanted to actually help us to get somewhere better, which is actually going back to modern. So this is where actually I feel fortunate day by day, because day by day, as through Prabhupada books I become more purified by his grace. I'm able to see how fortunate I am. Also, I have some realizations because of his mercy. Mainly, like earlier, I never knew the importance, as Swami Prabhu said, about Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, then Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, which we chant always. So this pranam mantra, earlier what I used to do, I was very new. So I knew that Hare Krishna is a very important mantra, and I used to run to complete, okay, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, just run out the Prabhupada pranam mantra and Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahamantra and to get to Hare Krishna mantra. But I realized that if whenever I do that, I never get taste to chant. I will always be inattentive. Unless I honor and attentively chant the pranam mantra of Prabhupada and Panchatattva, until then I won't be able to chant attentively not attentive, it's a big word, but at least less inattentively the Maha Mantra. It's as if access is denied without Srila Prabhupada. I used to feel that. So as we hear that Yeti Prabhupada na hai to, because without his mercy, basically it is not possible to reach out to even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, because without them it's not easy at all possible. Also, as we know, earlier we used to have many doubts. So sometimes I used to get association of devotees. It was early time. So even any time to get answers is it takes time. So I used to think whenever I was very earning to get the answer, it was always through Srila Prabhupada books, or it was through his conversations, or it was through his articles. How I don't know, but it is his divine arrangement, as Prabhupada always says, I am alive or I am still available through my books, and he is always proving that, because I always get the answers somehow or the other. Within 1 or 2 days I used to get the answer, and it's as if like whenever I get that post, immediately I will get a remembrance that I had this doubt, and then I used to get clicked, oh okay, so I am getting this answer here. So that way Srila Prabhupada always reciprocates if I really am sincere to get that answer. And Srila Prabhupada used in his books, in many places you would hear, since time immemorial. I heard it in one lecture, that this word, time immemorial, I heard that this word Srila Prabhupada is giving, it is the essence of Srila Jiva Goswami's Sat Sandarbha. So usually there is a misgiving that Srila Prabhupada just gave us the basics. He just gave the ABCs. But actually Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. Because if in just one word, if we can, compress all the teachings of our acharyas, then we can understand that Srila there is a lot of depth which we need to, read and extract from it by his mercy. When we just go through it, at the surface level, that is when we don't understand, and we just, we think, okay, this is the same thing I heard already, and that is when we are not able to get that mercy which is already present in Srila Prabhupada's books. And lastly, I would also like to some things which I would like to say is, I never missed adventures. Earlier I used to read books, I used to, adventure thrill movies, I used to, everybody likes it. But I never missed them when I had Srila Prabhupada book. Especially, let it be signs of self-realization, let it be life comes from life. So basically any conversation books which we have of Srila Prabhupada, I never used to miss, the thriller movies. It's as next what Srila Prabhupada is going to tell. I've always used to, that is how I was amazed to, I got a taste for reading Prabhupada books. And lastly, I have felt that the taste which I get for reading Srila Prabhupada books is very, very easy. Especially, of course, the purport are there for shastras like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Ishopanishad and all. But to them, I have realized that I have to be sincere. I have to, at the same time, the same amount, without, I should have this right mindset. Then after some weeks, probably I will get some taste to read and, to understand them. But Srila Prabhupada books, it is very, and even if I miss out for some days, then again, the taste in the shastras is very, very difficult to get back. But for Srila Prabhupada books, anytime I take it up and I read, I'm going to get the taste. So it's actually his causeless mercy that he is giving always from his books. Yeah. So thank you for this, and Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Shama Sakhi Mata. So we have very limited time now. Maximum time limit is 2 minutes. Hare Krishna. For everyone.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Krishna. Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Krishna. Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajani. Shesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatari. I will not take much time. I'll just say my realization in 1 or 2 lines. Like really I took many years in my life to understand Prabhupada. Maybe I could have done this before 10 years back, but it's okay. Maybe it is Krishna's mercy. Yesterday I was hearing one video. Somebody asked, means like in that video it was like some, I think Bhakti Swami Maharaj. He was saying somebody asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, who are you? Then Prabhupada said, if you know me, then you might be faint. So it's better don't know me. Really, I think we can't understand Prabhupada in our knowledge mind because this is our physical mind. So knowledge is also limited, our understanding also limited. So we can't understand Prabhupada. Who is Prabhupada? So what I can say, like our Prabhu said, maybe in like in any cult, if anybody will write the scriptures, maybe Prabhupada, like now we are studying Ambarish Maharaj, Ajamil story. Maybe in future also somebody will know, somebody will study about Prabhupada, somebody will write in the scripture, if any cult. And like last is, I can finish my, I'll give chance to others. This is my talk. Really, I am very blessed. After doing many offense also, he accepted me as a family member. And like, what Girkar Prabhu, there are many, still I have also many questions in my mind. But it is his divine arrangement. Through the source can be anything like the video or the book or the devotee. I got the answer for that question. Really might be it is his divine arrangement. So I am getting the answers. So Prabhupada, please bless me. I know I am not pure. My sadhana is not good. I don't know what will be my situation. I am a fallen soul, but I am very sure under your mercy, because of your causeless mercy, definitely one day I'll reach you. Hari Bol. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would like to say that अगर यदि प्रभुपाद ना होते तो क्या होता, मतलब what happened, like अभी क्या होता, तो हम लोग यहाँ नहीं बैठ के अभी like we would not have been sitting here and glorifying him. So we got the family, a bigger family, like from the smaller family which we used to have, like which Krishna gave to us, but Prabhupada gave us the very bigger family which we are having here and we are celebrating. Like I don't know like what short of words, because Prabhupada had given so much to us in like abundance, not in small quantity. All the like association of devotees, books, his books, like that is like giving direct philosophy. Like everyone have like wrote a book, a crisp understanding that how to live a life. Like we used to have a life, but how to live a life, that was given by Srila Prabhupada. Because before that everyone was like just suffering in some or the other way. But he said that dukkhalayam ashashvatam, this world is full of misery and temporary. So after knowing that, okay, we understand, like Prabhupada had told, and yeah, this is, we are seeing that this is happening with everyone. So his books give us like it's full of knowledge and everything. So just I want to dedicate few lines to Prabhupada. So in the realm of spiritual guides, you shine like a radiant sun, warming hearts, illuminating minds, with Krishna's love forever worn. Your words, a treasure trove of wisdom, guiding us through life's ebb and flow. Your legacy, a beacon of hope, inspiring us to grow. So thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us so much and everything in abundance. So thank you, and I'll pray to Srila Prabhupada on his disappearance day, that you created 12 temples, 108 temples in 12 years. So just give us the strength so that we can form a center or like a big temple here, so that we can practice spirituality and we can preach here.
Abhishek Prabhu.
Okay, so I have written small note and like small poem. So, Krishna Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavan Pracharya Vishesha Ashara Desai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashati Gaur. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances and sheer gratitude at your lotus feet for saving me from the delusion which people have these days, thinking either they have figured out who Krishna is or they don't need Krishna at all. In times when intolerance has become a cool way to express ourselves, impatience feels the right thing to pursue for getting something easy and quick. Instagram Reels gives the feeling of being always right while being all knowing, and when the value of intelligence has been taken over by the power of money, I turn towards your books and Vani for solace. After spending 8 years in struggling for Krishna consciousness, I have realized that I have just scratched the surface of what pure devotion can be, but understood the power of gradual elevation and compounding effect in Krishna consciousness. In your nectar of devotion, when the pastime of confidential devotee comes from Akola Sridhar, who used to sell cups and spend 50% of a small income in the worship of Ganga, and the other 50% he was through which he was living. When Lord Chaitanya offered him any opulence that he liked, Sridhar informed that Lord that he did not want any material opulence. He was quite happy in his present position and wanted only to gain unflinching faith and devotion on the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Upon thinking, I realized there is no way he can be bewildered or troubled by the modes of Maya, who makes us dance and die in this world as much as she wants and however the way she likes. I understood that we are eternal servant, either we are servant of our senses or servant of Krishna and being part of his eternal blissful dancing. This is how, through your Sastic narration, Prabhupada, I could live and get what Kolava Sridhar felt in devotion. Dear Prabhupada, your whole life to spread this message of Krishna consciousness, then how can I expect that I would understand that transcendental message in few years of practice? Hence, seeking your blessings to take this bewildered soul at your lotus feet for this whole lifetime. Your presence, small man. Your presence in your books is my spiritual embrace, O Prabhupada, seeking your divine grace. Times are being intolerant and full of impatience, fire, blaze. When I see people coming easily but don't stay, slowly Maya is at her best place. Oh, Prabhupada, I beg tinge of your devotional gaze while seeking your divine grace. Since time immemorial, people are running while being under delusional craze. You have forcibly saved me from this by having a devotional face and uplift this ignorant soul from Maya's stage. O Prabhupada, I beg to be in your eternal shelter while being servant of your servants and seeking your divine grace. Sri Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made a prediction that there will be temples all across the globe, and which we can see it coming live today, and we are experiencing here. We are all here gathered together because of Srila Prabhupada. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sent many sannyasis to the West for preaching, but they came back. They were not successful. But Srila Prabhupada made it happen. Srila Prabhupada, because he followed his spiritual master's instructions, he was very determined. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had so much of faith in Srila Prabhupada, so that he gave such instruction to him. Srila Prabhupada followed the path of austerity. So one incident about Srila Prabhupada, he was distributing books and Back to Godhead magazines in the heart of Delhi in Connaught Place, where he fainted. After he gained consciousness, he still woke up and started distributing books. This shows how dedicated and determined Srila Prabhupada was towards the instruction of his spiritual master. There was another incident I would like to share when Srila Prabhupada was in New York. He was ill. He was not feeling very great, and then devotees requested him to take rest. But rather, what Srila Prabhupada answered the devotees was, "Don't take the privilege. Don't take away the privilege to struggle for Krishna." Srila Prabhupada wanted to struggle for Krishna. This shows the determination he had for his spiritual master's instructions. Srila Prabhupada dedicated the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam to his spiritual master. And similarly, we can find Srila Prabhupada's instructions through his books, in his books. If we just read his books, it's so clear what his instructions are. And so I'm very grateful to have his association via his books. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay, so I would like to share. As we don't have much time, I think we just have 5 minutes left, and so I thought to share so many things, but whatever will come in my mind now, for 5 minutes I'll share that. So I was reading at one pastime of Srila Prabhupada, in which the first from the first batch of his disciples, who was like Kirtanananda Swami, when he was joining the Prabhupada, like Srila Prabhupada, like Swamiji, how we can, what is the great knowledge, or how we can connect, and by which way we can, what is the process, so many questions. So Srila Prabhupada just answered with one line. He said, if you just do the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively, everything will be revealed in your heart gradually. So it's a gradual process. So even from the beginning days of ISKCON, he emphasized most on the attentive chanting. So on this day of Srila Prabhupada Disappearance Day, we should get something which is dearmost to him. The second thing, as per my realization, which Srila Prabhupada just depicted from his actions, from his life, was dedication to spiritual master. His spiritual master gave him just one instruction, that whenever you have some time, print books and go to West. And he was at his youth that time. And for whole of his life, he struggled and he tried hard just to fulfill his spiritual master's desire. And he dedicated his whole life just for these two instructions specifically. And in the end, when he was perfectly fine at Vrindavan, what we all sometimes think, we want to get retired and wants to sit at very peaceful and calm environment so that we can meditate on something. Srila Prabhupada was already there in Vrindavan, and at very divine place, which is Radha Damodar temple, in which there are several Acharya Samadhi, and even Rupa Goswami's Samadhi is there, and there are Bhajan Kutir is there as well. And Srila Prabhupada was having association of many saints and acharyas even by living there, but he was not feeling content there. Why? Because his mind, his whole life was feeling incomplete, because he was meditating on the divine instruction of his spiritual master. So then he went to the West and established ISKCON. So he preached all his disciples immediately, whenever once they became dedicated to preach. Why? Because he knew he doesn't have much time left. So, and just by giving mercy to all the disciples who were new, who were just beginners in the Krishna consciousness, they helped a lot to spread the Krishna consciousness all over the world. It was not only their power, it was the power of Krishna which was coming through disciplic succession and with the mood of Srila Prabhupada. So as in our disciple succession, we are called as Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So few acharyas before Srila Prabhupada said we are Rupanugas, because we follow Rupa Goswami. So after Srila Prabhupada, many Srila Prabhupada's disciples said we are Prabhupada Nugas, because an easy way to come back to Godhead, to attain that highest perfection of life, which was not even eligible for all those people in Satyug or different yugas by doing meditation for millions of years, for millions of life. So, as one time Srila Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj has Golok Vrindavan's front door key, and I have back door key. So that's why I made this process very easy. So I assure you all, like I will take you all back to Godhead. But if you follow four regulative principles, if you chant attentively, and if you help in spreading this mission. So, if we see how a guru is powerful or not, we can see their disciples. How are they doing? So, because Sundarintai Prabhu started, like, I think all of us haven't met Srila Prabhupada personally or haven't seen him. But we have, maybe most of us or many of us have seen their disciples. So even I got that like mercy from one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So even I have seen him, the same dedication which I read in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, like Prabhupada had. Even in the other sannyasis or Srila Prabhupada disciples, we can see the same glimpse of Srila Prabhupada in them. Because Srila Prabhupada was not ordinary. The power which he transferred to his disciple is making them do that, and which is coming from Shri Krishna himself. The one last example which I want to share is, for any person to build a home, it takes whole life, like efforts of whole life. But what Srila Prabhupada did is not just like a wonder, or I can say it's a divine thing. Nobody else can do in such short span of time. Like he created literally a home everywhere in the world, where people from different parts, different background, different places, they can come and do the same thing and feel like a family. Once I was hearing one lecture of one senior devotee, and there they were asking, like in scriptures it is mentioned, like very fortunate people get birth in India. Then what to say about Srila Prabhupada's disciple? Are they not fortunate because they, like disciples who are born outside India? So I like in that lecture, the devotee said, the way Krishna came here and did his pastimes, and during that pastime, many of his like the people who were part of those pastimes, they were at different places just to help Krishna, to facilitate Krishna. The same way, the Prabhupada disciples, they are also not normal. Sometimes we think like they are just usual like us. Even they are not normal. They were born in different countries, different cities to facilitate Srila Prabhupada in his mission. So even Abhay Prabhu said, maybe in some kalpa or some, after maybe in next Brahma or sometime, they will write about Srila Prabhupada and our mission. We are currently, maybe we doesn't experience doesn't realize that thing. But if you come out of this association for a very short time, then you will realize what you are lacking. Because sometimes when we are in light, we think it's normal. But when we experience darkness, then we can see, what the light is. Currently we are in the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes that's why we feel that everything is going okay. But it is not okay, it is divine, it is it is a blessings of which is coming from Krishna himself. And Prabhupada was like, he was not a normal human being, just came for the service. Because we read in Srimad Bhagavatam at various places, even the mood of different devotees, they always say, Krishna, wherever you want to keep us, whether with you in Golok Vrindavan, whether you want to send us in any of the lokas, any of the planets, doesn't matter for us. The thing which matter for us is your service. So the same way Srila Prabhupada doesn't come here like as a normal human being. He just portrayed us so that we can understand. He just came straight from Golok Vrindavan just for the preaching mission. If Krishna comes if Krishna can come like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his devotees can also come in the form of Srila Prabhupada. So one last thing I want to share is, if we really want to grow in Krishna consciousness, we should reading Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures is very important. But what I have realized and what I have with the even to get the mood of understanding all the scriptures, we have to read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We have to realize Prabhupada's pastimes through Prabhupada Lilamrita. Even one time, I read that I heard that in one lecture. One time, one devotee was saying they are not feeling, enthusiastic and encouraged in Krishna consciousness. Then they suggested start reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Then you will get that enthusiasm back. As Lakshmi Mataji also stated that we should read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. So I will end here. Now we will do Pushpanjali and then Prasad. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Mahamahotsav ki Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashyate Dishatadine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So maybe we all will chant all the mantras. So we can keep all the seats, cushions at one side, and we can come in front. We can take some flowers. We will chant the pranam mantras of all the gurus, and then we'll offer the flowers, and then we will do Prabhupada Guru Puja. We can come in front, everybody can come in front and take some flowers. Maybe somebody can distribute the flowers. You all can repeat after us. We will chant only one time for all the mantras. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Karine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varsha Bhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupa Ruga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये विनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धापा सिद्धांत ध्वांतहारिणे नमो गौरा किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्ब रसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगा वरायते गौराविर्भाव भूमेष्वा निर्दिष्ट सजना प्रिया वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्प तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि और भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Now we will recite 3 more times the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada and then we will do Pushpanjali. So you can divide your flowers in 3 parts. Nama Om, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya, Bhutale, Srimate, Bhaktivedanta, Swami, Iti Namine, Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Gauravani, Pracharine, Nirvishesha, शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश कारिणे एष पुष्पांजलि समर्पयामि. नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे एषा पुष्पांजलि समर्पयामि. श्री प्रभुपाद की नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश कारिणे एषा पुष्पांजलि समर्पयामि. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद. श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंधु मोय सावधान भाते
सारे पूरे सर्वा दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु जय हरि हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का सारे स्तोत्र से श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी Srila Prabhupada is Iskon founder Acharya, BBT founder Acharya, savior of the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की इस्कॉन वर्तमान आचार्य वृंद की वृंदावन छठ गोस्वामी वृंद की प्रेम से गौर श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की राधा श्याम सुंदर गोप गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की भक्ति देवी वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की वृंदावन धाम की श्री पंचतत्व भगवान की श्री राधा गोविंद भगवान की श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान की श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव भगवान की श्री प्रभुपाद तिरुभाति दी महा
Mahamahotsav ki Srila Prabhupada Tirobhav Titi Mahamahotsav ki Srila Prabhupada Tirobhav Titi Mahamahotsav ki ISKCON Island Bhaktivinoda ki Hare Gaur Premanande Hare Gaur. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So now we will have prasad. I would like to thank all the devotees who came today and just got the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, and all those devotees as well who have shared their realizations and glorifications for Srila Prabhupada. It's a wonderful opportunities actually when we observe all these days, when we glorify Vaishnavas, we get that opportunity to understand the power of Vaishnavas. So we just we say sometimes actually what's Mataji's name? Where is she? She said Odare Mataji, I think. Odare. Yeah. Sorry. So Mataji said Nityananda Roop, something like that. Mataji, what did you say? Nityananda Shakti Vesh for Srila Prabhupada. Actually, who is Nityanand Prabhu? Nityanand Prabhu is Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is Guru, the Param Guru, Guru Tattva. So Nityananda Shakti Vesh. Actually, Srila Prabhupada is the Nityananda Shakti Vesh or Balaram Shakti Vesh because he is the Jagat Guru. He is the Guru element of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we will have prasad here only. Maybe 2-3 devotees can go in the kitchen and bring rice and pakoras for us. And other prasad is, I think, is already here. So we have cake and some other things. Kindly be here. Don't go without prasad. And I would like to thank devotees like Avar Prabhu, Niladri Prabhu, Mataji, and other devotees. Swarupa Mataji, where is she? Sheila? Swarupa Tulsi Mataji, Priya Mataji, and Kaushal Prabhu who prepared this prasad for Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees. Although today is a working day, but they all just because for the pleasure of Prabhupada and devotees. Krishna and Krishna's pure devotees always become happy if we see that we are serving the devotees. So even Prabhupada said this, and our Guru Maharaj always said that we have to cooperate among devotees and we have to be always with devotees in their devotee association. So it's a very great opportunity for all of us and in future as well. Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Shri Mataji bolengi. Hare Krishna. My eyes are not working.
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Mahaprasade Govinde,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Nama Brahmani Vaishnave,
Salva Punya Vatam Rajan,
Svalpa Punya Vatam Rajan,
Vishwasanaiva Jayate,
Vishwasanaiva Jayate,
Sharira Vidyaja,
Sharira Vidyaja,
Jarendriya Narikal,
Jarendriya Tarikal,
Jive Pere Rishi Sagare,
Jive Pere Rishi Sagare,
Yaramate Jivate,
Taravate Jivate,
Yogo Maya Sundari,
Logo
life